Hi, Professor Kalamanis here. We're going to discuss the writing process and how to improve your results in this class. So, working on what you already think you know and what the college wants you to be able to achieve. And this is basically thinking about what it means to write a college composition for college compositions. Maybe you know how to write well, or maybe you're a novice. Part of the process is what we already started with. So there are 5 major areas in writing compositions. As you approach assignments, you will follow this process. This is known as a recursive process. So it's not necessarily in this order, but in general, you can follow this order and then go back a few times through. First, we start with pre-writing, drafting, revision, editing, and proofreading. You're just going to build on your previous skills. Consider where you are right now. Where you are right now is somewhere between pre-writing and revision. So we're learning to build on our writing skills. So I say that it's pre-writing and revision because pre-writing is reading and thinking about what you need to do for that. So pre-writing is the beginning. You annotate as you read. You look for new vocabulary. You can think about looking up words. You are responding to the text, sometimes thinking about what it might say in Wikipedia, or even looking at news articles. The research is interesting. Think about how you can locate the rhetorical design, and then consider possibly going to the library. So this says the library at LAG CC, but that would be the college where you're going right now. Google the topic and see what's there in Google Scholar. Then we move on to drafting. So we want to think about what is it that you are putting together. So just take a moment to think about making a picture for yourself. You can make a cluster diagram. You can make a comic strip. You can make a meme or a vine of the essay or a GIF. You might want to consider making a draft and then putting it aside before you revise. After that, you might want to think about giving it to your professor. So here's where we draft the piece. Writing is an exploratory process. It also is a response to literature. So you're always responding to some reading that your professor has given you. And so you want to make sure that you think about how to organize your ideas. Maybe you want to write an outline or a mock diagram of your paper. The conclusions should have more information as well. So we think about putting together the classical structure of the 5-paragraph essay. I like to think of it as the beginning, the middle, and the end. At the end, I always say that a good conclusion makes a prediction. For instance, if you're writing about whether or not we should keep readings on the syllabus, this might include a prediction about the future and what students might gain from future classes. At the conclusion, you might want to say, what is the gain? If we took it off the syllabus, what would students lose? The conclusion should have some kind of original idea as well as a summary of what you discussed in the paper. So you can see we have a beginning, a middle, and an end. The next phase of writing is thinking about revising, because it's always a process. So here are some areas for revising. You can think about getting in the habit of rewriting and adding. This is not proofreading. Think of it as a rewrite. Tell yourself, I am going to write this paper again. So you have an assignment like the one now, and I may have asked you to rewrite it. I gave you the same article and said rewrite after you think about the writing as a process. You might even want to reorganize. At a certain point, you may do a peer review where you look at each other's papers. We put things on the discussion board and people give feedback and receive feedback. And of course, you're going to want feedback from your professor, but you can't assume that every professor will give you line-by-line feedback. In fact, I don't do that. You get more from global revisions. I will often say, this is the problem that happened in this class, and I'll address it that way. If you do need more help, you want to go to the Writing Center. So the Writing Center is where you'll get line-by-line edits, somebody to look at your paper. You can talk about your anxieties and all of that too. Remember that writing is a slow thing. We used to have very fast communication on email, and now it's even faster, right? Everything is instant message, instant this. But writing is a slow process. So when you think about what you want to do for editing, this is not rewriting. This is the next phase. So you then, after you have your ideas, you've organized your ideas, you want to think about your sentences one by one. Maybe look at, is there a subject and a verb? Do these things agree? Maybe add transitions to your paper. I know some of you know about transitions. And you can include something from the essay as a support, as well as using ideas to prove your thesis. In other words, what do they say and what do I say? The last step is to look at mechanics. So this is where students really think that the editing should happen. This is kind of the only thing that you know. So this is the last phase. After you've gone through rewriting, after you've gone through sentence by sentence edits, after you've shown it to your professor, you may have already gotten some feedback. This is the very last thing before you submit the paper for a grade. So let's look at these areas. You want to look at spelling errors. You want to look at, does every sentence begin with proper punctuation? Is there a capital letter? Does it end with punctuation? If you are using a name of an article, did you use proper punctuation or quotation marks? Meaning, when you refer to Mike Rose's article, do you put the title in quotes? This is the kind of stuff that you want to do in proofreading, punctuation and mechanics. So right now we are kind of at this stage of pre-writing and editing. I might ask you a few times to go back and look at things again, right? So we're sort of in here somewhere. How well do you read, and are you open to new ideas? That's where we are right now. So your assignment will be after this video, making changes to your summaries possibly, and then just thinking about what you want to do for paper number 1. And I'll see you next time.